Hey guys, Marcel from Onvisor here. Today we're diving into the basics of retirement planning. I'm excited to present this simplified illustration that clarifies the three essential pillars you need to understand your financial standing and your path to reaching retirement goals. First, let's talk about personal net worth. Think of it as your financial snapshot. It shows where you currently stand in terms of assets and liabilities. Next, we'll address cash flow, both current and future. It's crucial to properly assess how money flows in and out over time. Finally, we'll tackle the common question. Am I saving enough for retirement? How much exactly do I need to be saving? Is it too late to start? These questions boil down to one key issue: determining the level of net worth required to finance your retirement expenses. Understanding these three pillars will give you a clear picture of your retirement readiness. If you're ready to learn, let's jump in. Hey guys, and welcome to this lesson on the three pillars of retirement planning. So we're going to jump into why these three things matter, the order in which you should be prioritizing them, and how it all comes together. This is a really nice illustration and lesson to help you wrap your head around retirement planning. Okay, so here we have the three pillars of retirement planning. All right. Now, it's important to notice that these three things are numbered 1, 2, and 3. That's because it's the sequence at which you should ease into the project that I call retirement planning. Okay. So like I said in my intro, there's a lot of different ways to want to find out if you're doing enough, if you're on track, etc. But you don't want to put the cart in front of the horse here. All right. So the reason these are numbers is because there is a sequence at which you do this, and it's a progressively larger project the further you go into it. So you start with the easy stuff that is still super important, and you move on to the stuff that's more complicated as you get more educated and more knowledgeable about this stuff. So first and foremost, you have to determine your personal net worth. Your personal net worth is determined by everything you own, and then you subtract everything you owe, right? So it's basically answering the question, if I sold everything I had and paid off all of my debts, how much money would I have to finance my lifestyle? So for somebody who doesn't have a pension, their net worth and the accumulation, their assets that they accumulate is going to be what they slowly decumulate in order to finance their retirement. So where you are today and what your net worth is today is the jumping point. It's the first thing to do. And if your net worth is simple, this is a 5-minute exercise. If you have businesses layered upon businesses and partnerships and complicated structures, it can take a while to really get to something more concrete. But essentially, you add everything you own, you subtract everything you owe, and it gives you your starting point. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2 is cash flow, all right? Anybody who's been following me knows that cash flow is the foundation to all financial planning. And most people understand that your cash flow obviously influences your net worth. Your cash flow and how much of your cash flow you use to save more and pay off your debts more aggressively, obviously that'll increase your net worth, right? So most people understand that the percentage attributed to saving and paying off debt makes them better off. What most people miss in the second step, which is properly assessing your cash flow, is how much it impacts your goal, your target. So if we go to step 3 for a second and we envision step 3 as this target, it is a moving target. It's a target that can go up or down as we adjust our cash flow, as we adjust for how many years we want to live off of our assets, how long retirement's going to be, how early we're going to retire. So that third bucket is kind of like a finish line or a goal post, or it's a bucket that you need to fill, or a milestone you need to reach in order to kind of make it all make sense. But your cash flow influences. So think of it this way. If you spend everything you make, or 95% of what you make, and you want to keep that same lifestyle into retirement, the price tag for that retirement is a lot bigger, right? As opposed to somebody who saves 50% of what they make, and they learned to not only save 50% and accumulate that fast, but the price tag of that retirement, of sustaining that, is a lot lower. If these people are earning the same amount of money, the price tag for the person who wants to maintain 95%, 95,000 out of 100,000 they make, as opposed to somebody who wants to save in order to spend 50%, the amount of money required to sustain that over many, many years, adjusted for inflation, is astronomically different. So not only does your cash flow influence how fast are you going to grow your net worth, but it also influences how far you're going to be from your target, because it also influences where your target or your goal actually is. So once you know your net worth and your cash flow, once you have a really good handle on that, it's relatively easy to start calculating your goals, because not only do you know where you're at now, what you have, and what you're doing with your money, now all we have to do is project that into the future. What part of your cash flow are you going to need, that you're using today, that you're going to keep needing? Which stuff, like saving for retirement, your mortgage, etc., your debts, which is going to be gone? It's just a process of adding and subtracting expenses and then plugging that into a calculator. Obviously, that is overly simplified. Step 3 is where you usually want to get professional help, because there are efficiencies. You want to maximize your efforts. You want to use the RSPs, the TFSAs, etc. So step 3 is usually where you want some planning done, and where a planner can really help you. But step 1 and step 2, I have a free tool that you guys can use to really calculate your net worth and dive into your cash flow. So that tool is free on the Plan Your Finances Academy. All right, guys, that's what I had for you guys today. I hope this lesson was super helpful for you guys, and as far as framing retirement planning in an easily digestible way, and making it not so scary, so that you do believe that you can start step 1, step 2, and then eventually make your way to step 3. Most people make the mistake of wanting to start with step 3, and I think that's a mistake, because it's too much, it's overwhelming. Start with the basics. Where are you at now? Then go to what are you doing with your money, and then after that you can jump into the more complex calculations of establishing and figuring out your retirement goals. All right, till next time, cheers.